being a commissioner for the league is tough, and I'm really excited. I'm wearing a suit today.
He also likes to fill the bathtub with hard work and Jets tears.
I can't take any more disappointment. That's what he used to say when we watched the Jets games together.
But his most important job is being a Vin FL insider.
I haven't enjoyed a football season since 1969.
On 96.5 The Fan, here's Vinnie Pasquantino.
He's back for another football season here on Cody and Gold. He's going to join us each and every Tuesday at 10:30 to talk some NFL. I will admit, though, Vinny, we do have to talk a little baseball to get started. It's great to have you back on the show first and foremost, but I was digging through, 32 homers, 113 RBI, and then what is this? Looks like one stolen base and one triple this year.
Yep. We did it. It was we wanted more than one stolen base and maybe more than one triple. Got the triple out of the way opening weekend.
True.
Thought I was due for some more, but wasn't. So we'll good motivation for the off season to just go back and get better.
You got to get on that speed training regimen that Bobby's on. Yeah,
whatever he's doing, I'll do too. If it works like that, I'm in.
Whatever happens in that end. And look, the season itself, you're watching the playoffs right now. Obviously, you guys wanted to be a part of that. How do you spend that first week in retrospect trying to figure out, hey, we were close. Where did we come up short? How do we make sure that next year we get back where we want to go? How do you spend that little bit of like first downtime when you're seeing teams be in the playoffs, which is where you guys obviously wanted to be?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was pretty simple because a lot of that onus falls on me. Have to be better, with ducks on the pond and get them in. So for me, it wasn't too much of a reflection because it was just kind of staring me at the face of where can I be better, and that's other than some other smaller things, like that's kind of where you look at it. It's like, all right, I hit in the middle of the order. Like my job's to drive in runs, and I probably left, I don't know, pretty generously 20, 30 guys out there this year, where it's like, man, if I clean that up, we score some more runs. Some moves don't get made on the coaching staff that have been made. Like it's one of those things that's tough. But it was pretty simple for me to reflect back on it this year.
Is that a tough part of the job, I guess, like knowing that, because we all understand this, it's like player performance related to coaching stuff, is that you feel responsible for people's jobs, right? Like you feel like I got to make sure that I do this to make sure that the guys I like and trust are still around.
Yeah, I mean, I think coaching is one of the more thankless jobs out there. If I go perform, all that responsibility gets put on me, and if I don't perform, all that responsibility gets put on the coach. Everybody in Kansas City wanted all of our hitting coaches fired throughout the entire year. So, you got two of the three of them, but I'm happy that we kept zooming around. It's I think it'll be good for us, and we move on from there, and we just try to get better.
What's your relationship like with Alex Zumwalt? Because I think that you're right. That came up a lot throughout the season, and it seems very clearly that you guys, and not only the front office, but you guys as players have a really strong relationship with Alex Zumwalt, and that's such a critical piece.
Yeah, well, a lot of us knew him from the minor leagues. He was in charge when I got drafted, so I've known him since then. So I have a really good relationship with him. He knows my swing in and out. He knows what I'm thinking in and out. Like, there's a lot of relationship piece there that helps with just being comfortable when you show up to the yard every day. But at the end of the day, like sometimes you got to make decisions. We failed this year, so we got to look at ourselves in the mirror and try to figure out how to not fail next year.
When you look at it, I guess, and then we can move to football hypothetically. When you look at like where the roster still is, so many of these guys are going to be back for your team. A huge chunk and core of the roster between the pitching and the hitting staff are back. I'm assuming you guys are already talking about, how you think this team is good enough and as good as last year's team that made the playoffs is, as far as what your goals are for next year.
Yeah, I mean, the goals are simple. You don't really need to talk about them. The goal is to win the World Series. Anything short of that, and you're kind of questioning what you're doing. So I think, for me, my job is to show up in the best shape of my life, ready to go next year. Pretty simple, right? That's all I got to do. Show up in the best shape of my life and be ready to go.
But before we talk a little football, can I ask you just some housekeeping, basic baseball questions, rapid fire, because I want to know a couple of things that I don't understand how they work. and I want to. You're a professional, so you can answer them for me.
Yep. Go ahead.
So when you throw the ball into the stands, when you have the ball at first base, do you point it directly at somebody, or are you trying to like just randomly throw it into a group of people?
There's sometimes where I'll point if there's a kid that I see or something that I make sure that the ball tries to get to them. But I'm not good enough to just be able to throw over a net and be able to hit it. I got better this year. But yeah, mostly it's just kind of throw it and hope. You try to throw it to where the most people are paying attention. I landed in a beer once this year. That was pretty good. But
Nice.
I also hit a few people this year who weren't paying attention. So got to lock in when you're at the games.
When I was fortunate enough to sit in the crown seats this year, when you standing there, do you actually hear the things people are saying to you, or are you just like too locked in?
Yeah. We hear everything.
You should have heard. I mean, did you hear the things that Cody was saying about you when he was sitting there? It's pretty
crazy.
disgusting.
It's honestly astonishing that I'm back on the show right now with some of the things that he was saying.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm just trying to figure out some of the little things, like I like to know the stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, you're not that far away when you're sitting right there. So the worst though is when there's like kids sitting there or something though, and they try to keep saying hello, and it's like a close game late in the game or something. It's like, man, like please stop, because I don't want to be a jerk, but also if I turn and say hi to you, the amount of people that are going to see me and be like, oh, he's not locked in. There's some. Got to play the game a little bit. I can't just say hello to everybody when we're right there.
What's the wildest thing somebody said to you? I saw the time I was sitting there, a kid yelled to Bobby, said, I skipped school, please hit a home run. He giggled. He laughed a little. He thought that was good. What's the craziest thing someone said to you down there?
The craziest thing that I've ever heard was when we were at the Dodger Stadium last year, I was hitting and a JETS, Jets chant happened. That was probably one of the stranger things that's happened to me. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, do I hear what I think I'm hearing right now? And it was, because guys in the dugout were like, did you hear that? That was good.
That's good.
Yeah, that probably,
Jets chant.
That'll throw you off, I would imagine, though, all of a sudden, something like that. As we're talking to our NFL insider, Vinnie Pasquantino. All right, let's get to some football, man. That's why we're going to have you on throughout the season as well. It's good to have you back as our insider. So last night, we've been already talking all about it. The Chiefs' self-inflicted mistakes. I'm assuming you caught the game yesterday. What did you make of what the Chiefs were unable to do?
I bet on them, so I was unhappy. I had the money line. Didn't work.
Yeah.
It made too many mistakes. Very un-Chiefs game-like. Un-Chiefs-like game. Sorry. Too many mistakes. That 99-yard touchdown, which was, if you're just a football fan, was kind of cool. But if you're a Chiefs fan, you're very upset about that. Some penalties. Tough game. Tough game. You lose those sometimes. 2-3. Guess what? Still going to go to the playoffs. No worries about that.
Yeah, so you're not overall concerned with the Chiefs team. You still assume they'll be in the AFC title game or wherever else they normally end up.
I'm assuming Rashee Rice is on track to be back in, 2 weeks?
Yep.
So that's going to help. I'd be very excited if I was you guys right now with that addition coming back. Here comes wide receiver 1 back to an offense that's starting to play better. So, yeah, I think you're in a pretty good spot. I don't know how Trevor Lawrence ended up scoring that touchdown.
Oh, I know, man.
I always thought that there was a rule if you were a quarterback and fell backwards that you were just down, but I guess that's college, right? If you hit the ground, you're done.
Yep.
I don't know why. I was watching that play, and I was like, is he allowed to just get back up? Because I thought when quarterbacks fell down, it was like them giving themselves up, but I guess not.
I mean, he wasn't doing it on purpose, I guess, is the argument. Like, normally that's got to be like an intentional giving up on the play versus the other. And that's just one of those that used to happen to the Chiefs, Vinny, in their long history. They used to have a lot of plays like Marcus Mariota would catch his own touchdown pass or nonsense. But I felt like we had washed that away in the Mahomes era. I wasn't used to them losing a football game that way.
That was hilarious, though, because you could see, like, if you're more of an unathletic person, you could see exactly what was going on in Trevor Lawrence's head, which is, oh, my God, I'm on the ground. I have to get up. He messed up the first time he tried to get up. Like, if that's a normal person, right, like, that play gets so messed up, but somehow he gets up and scores. Like, that was insane because I feel like I was watching myself in that moment, and if I try to get up and can't, I'm in a full panic. No way I'm getting up and scoring a touchdown.
I like that you're describing you just like a turtle that's on its back. Like, oh, God, how do I fix this situation?
Yeah, exactly.
The AFC as a whole, Vinny, I mean, the AFC West is going to be really tight, but you got teams like the Colts that are one of the great stories and surprises. You got the Jags themselves, who are now 4-1. Are you buying into some of these, I'll say, up-and-comers at this point in the AFC?
Man, the Colts are the 1 seed, aren't they?
Right now,
yeah.
They're kind of a wagon, I suppose. Yeah, what is the seeding right now? Sorry, I didn't look this morning.
Colts are, if the playoffs started today, the Colts would be the 1, the Bills would be the 2, Steelers, Chargers, Jags, Broncos, Patriots would round out the field.
The Colts are like the only team that's done everything well throughout the first part of the season, right? Like they played good defense, they played good offense. Shoot, it's a good time to be a Chiefs fan though, because you're still in a good spot. You tell me you're nervous if you go to Indianapolis for the AFC Championship or a playoff game or something?
No.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to be okay.
On the other
end,
end,
Ravens stink.
Yeah, they're awful.
What happened to that defense? Are they all just hurt?
Well, they weren't very good last year, and I think we mostly ignored it because Lamar Jackson was playing otherworldly.
Yeah.
So sometimes you miss those things, and then when the offense starts playing kind of mediocre, it all can fall apart and unravel pretty quick, is my guess, Vinny.
Yeah, well, sorry I'm not as knowledgeable as I need to be right now because this was my first full Sunday of watching football. So I'm still backtracking to try to
You're talking like you played 162 baseball games or something.
Hey, I played 160 this year, guys. How about that?
That's really good.
I do remember. That? Yeah, you did. I remember we had you on, I think, during spring training, and you were kind of self-deprecating, talking about, hey, I don't know if you guys know, I kind of got an injury history, and here you are, a 160-game season. I think we can move past that.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. So let's keep that going. But I'm locking it in. And, so we'll see. Next week I'll be a little bit more knowledgeable about my football. But I'm not scared of any of the teams in the AFC, especially if I'm the Chiefs, because I feel like you're going to do okay with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like you're going to do okay with Daniel Jones. I feel like you're going to do okay with – you beat the Bills in the playoffs every year. So, yeah, it's all right. And I don't know about the Chargers. What do you guys think?
They're already charging a little bit.
I think they're hurt now is their problem. They lost Amari and Hampton. They've got offensive line issues. I don't fear them yet. I still think Denver's the better roster of the two, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I would agree. Their defense is, really just Pat Surtain is so good at football.
Last question I do have for you. I do know you've watched 2 Jets games. Are you already looking at quarterbacks for the 2026 NFL draft?
I guess I kind of have to be, but the quarterback is like the least of their concerns right now. And I would imagine if they get the number 1 pick, you got to trade out if a team really wants a quarter. I don't even know who the quarterbacks are. It's the guy from Indiana, right? Indiana, Oregon.
Nussmeier's another one. It's early to figure, to hone in, but yeah, those are some of the names.
What happened to Arch, man? What happened to him?
Yeah, not ready. Not ready, that's for sure.
And he'll probably do what one of his uncles did, not want to go to New York. Didn't Peyton not go to New York or something?
No, it was Eli didn't want to go to the Chargers. He chose New York. He decided the Giants instead.
Gotcha. Maybe that'll run in the family, and he wants to play in green if he's good enough. But yeah, I don't know. We got the number 1 pick right now, so basically the Jets control the league at the moment.
Control their destiny, just not in the way you would normally like to say that.
It's been tough. It has not been fun. Bob got to experience me watching a Jets game last Monday. I stayed at his house, and we watched the game, and it was no fun for either of us. It just hasn't been great, but I'll be there supporting. I was going to go to London this weekend to watch them in the Broncos, but I just don't know if I can financially justify that.
Yeah, why do you want to watch them go 0-6? That's true.
Yeah. But this will be one of those random games that they win. And by the way, if you text me on a Sunday morning and ask me how the Jets are going to do, I'm going to tell you that they're going to win every single time. I find ways to make sure that they win the game. Like this week, ball control. Keep the ball, give it to Brees, let them run, they win the game.
As a pre-scouting, I want the Chiefs to trade for Brees Hall. Any thoughts on that?
If you give us a first-round pick, I'm in.
Well, yeah, I bet you're totally in with that. That's our Jets fan. That's our VinFL insider, Vinnie Pasquantino. He's going to join us each and every Tuesday throughout the season. Good to hear from you, man, and appreciate it.
Yep, thanks, guys.
There you go. Vinny joining us here on Cody and Gold, and we'll lock into some more football next week with him. But yeah, the Jets are, of course, a mess. And if you were a Chiefs fan listening and you just wanted to take a deep breath, I think Vinny
He's like, you're fine.
You
What
know
are you
what?
afraid
Like,
to go to Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Does that strike deep fear into your heart? You're like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I also like that he took accountability for a lot of the stuff that happened in the Royals season. He's certainly not the only reason they missed, but Vinny had a rough first month, and the team hit worse with runners in scoring position and in leverage spots than they did last year. You know, I still think their issues came down to the month of June. If you had to make me boil it down to one single issue or reason why they missed.
It's pretty glaring.
But the offense going quiet for 81 games this year is certainly a huge reason why they ended up missing the playoffs. But obviously, I like that he
him on an individual level. I mean, I was joking. I was obviously joking about the stolen bases and triples, but 32 homers, a $113 RBI, and you know, he did play 160 games because he admitted it before the season. That was a big thing, and understandably so. It was a guy that had not been able to make it through a season and recently, and he was able to do that. Hopefully, that gives you some more confidence as well heading into 2026.